I can't repay my bounce back loan. What exactly is going to happen? Good morning, Chris Word and First Business Rescue. That is a question that is on the tips and the tongues of many business owners in the UK. Now, remember, basically there were 1.5 million bounce back loans that were given to small businesses a couple of years ago when the pandemic broke. Now, the latest report suggests up to 26 million pounds worth of these loans are going to go into default at some stage. Now, what default means is you're meant to pay your bounce back loan back, you've got your direct debit set up, and you miss the payment, or you miss the payment a number of times. There's probably people watching this video now that have missed bounce back loan repayments or are about to miss bounce back loan repayments. So I'm going to explain to you exactly what's going to happen to you and your business if you go into default with your bounce back loans. So every lender will have a different way of handling this, okay? So Starling will be different to HSBC, to NatWest, to Barclays, but it's going to all follow a similar process. So let's say on the first of the month, you've got a repayment to the bounce back loan. Well, the first thing that's going to happen if you miss a payment is you're going to get a phone call and a text from the bank, highly likely. If you don't respond to the phone call or a text, the second thing that's going to happen is you're going to get a threatening letter from the bank. And they will continue to call you and send threatening letters. Now, if that doesn't work, the next thing that's going to happen is you may be issued with a statutory demand and or a county court judgment. There will be some court action for businesses that don't repay bounce back loans. Now, if that doesn't work, so you've ignored the letters and the phone calls, you've not been able to make a repayment after you get a CCJ against a business, the next action is there's going to be enforcement agents at your door. So they're bailiffs. Bailiffs are going to come and try and recover this money for the bank and potentially levy and take away goods. Now, you're probably looking at me going, but Chris, I didn't have to personally guarantee the bounce back loan. And if my business can't pay it back, the government's going to step in. You're right, but the government will only step in and guarantee the money to the bank if your business goes into an insolvency procedure. Now, while your business is still alive, the bank have got to show reasonable endeavours to collect this money. Now, we're still relatively early in the process of bounce back loans. So more will be revealed, but we are waiting for some final guidance for exactly how the banks are going to enforce these debts. But today has given you a fairly accurate idea of what will happen. Now, eventually, if the enforcement agents don't work, nothing else has worked, the banks are going to petition to wind your limited company up. And what that means is they apply to court. Joe Bloggs Limited is not paying me money back. I've made various attempts to recover the money, and you will be served something called a winding up petition. Now, a winding up petition is really important, because the minute it drops on your business's door, you're going to have your bank account froze within a couple of days, and you'll get a day in court. And when you go to court, the judge is going to ask, can you repay this money? And if you say no, they're going to wind your company up in court, and you will be investigated by the official receiver and or another insolvency practitioner. Now, when your business has been wound up, it's basically been compulsory liquidated. It doesn't exist anymore. The banks have tried the best to get the money from you. They've not been successful. They petitioned to wind the business up in court. And then the official receiver or the insolvency practitioner will thoroughly investigate the conduct of you, the director. And it's at that point, because you're now in an insolvency procedure, a compulsory liquidation, that the bank will step in and repay the money to, the government will step in and repay the money to the banks. Now, if you are struggling to repay your bounce back loan and you fear that you're going to start to default or you have already defaulted, I want to talk to you about something called the pay as you grow option. Now, the pay as you grow option will allow you to do a number of things that should help ease your cash flow in your business. One of the options on the pay as you grow is to restructure the bounce back loan from 6 years to 10 years. It's going to bring your payments down by almost half. Also, you could take 1 6-month payment holiday where you don't make any repayments back to the bank. Or you can go on interest only for 3 times during the term of your loan for a period of 6 months each time. Now, please bear in mind, with all the pay-as-you-grow options, you are going to pay slightly more interest over the term of the loan. But the interest, listen, this is the cheapest money your business is ever likely to be offered. But yeah, also always worth considering. Now, if the pay-as-you-grow option is not going to save your business, or you've tried some pay-as-you-grow options and you're still in trouble, you may want to consider something called a voluntary liquidation. Remember, when your business becomes insolvent, and if you're defaulting on your bounce back loan, your business is insolvent, as a director, your responsibilities are not to make the creditor's positions any worse. So it's important that you take early insolvency advice. And a creditor's voluntary liquidation done by a licensed insolvency practitioner will write the debt off in full because it's an unsecured debt. Now, if you don't do that and you just continue to go into default, this is not going to be a quick process for you. I mean, this video is in March 2022, but it's likely that that process between going into default and the bank eventually winding your business up could be 12 months, could be 24 months. And remember, if your business address is at home, the enforcement agent is going to come to your door. And even if it isn't, it's not nice having enforcement agents and bailiffs coming to your business address. So, to sum up, if your business cannot pay the bounce back loan and you start to default, you're going to get letters and phone calls. Eventually, you're going to get some court action. Then you're going to get bailiffs turn up at your business address or your home address if your home address is your registered business address. And eventually you're going to be issued with a winding up petition. Your business will get its day in court. And if you can't pay back the bounce back loan, the court will wind your company up and you will be in a compulsory liquidation. You will be investigated by the official receiver and or an insolvency practitioner. If you want to avoid that, it's important you take insolvency advice early. As soon as you start struggling making repayments, reach out. Obviously, we can help you at First Business Rescue, but there's loads of insolvency practitioners in the UK. Just make sure, though, you check them out first. And whatever they say to you, want it in writing. Check the reviews. See if they do any interesting videos like we do on YouTube. Now, if you have enjoyed our video today, please subscribe to the channel. Like the video, comment, engage with us. If you want us to do a video on a question you've got in your head, please let us know and we'll do our best to do it. Thank you for watching me today. It's Chris Word and First Business Rescue. Have a wonderful Friday. God bless. Bye-bye.